What's up guys, this is Miasin, and ever since we got the ban list, I got a couple of people asking me if I could make an updated deck profile and combo video on YUBEL. And even though, gameplay wise the deck didn't really change too much, I still think that you have to adapt to like the newer format with crossover breakers. And I think I managed to come up with a build that I'm very satisfied with, and if I had to play YUBEL at a YCS, this is how I would play it out. Also, just in case you didn't know, I have played YUBEL at the last 3 YCSs that I attended, and I think I did relatively well. I even managed to score a top 4 at YCS Lille not too long ago, so, the deck is really nice, really fun, really explosive. And it can naturally beat 1 to 2 hand traps with pretty much every single hand, sometimes even more depending on how good your hand is. So yes, I will be showing you guys 4 combos in this video as well as the deck profile, but before we go any further, y'all know the drill, smash the like and subscribe button, and if this video can get to 1,000 likes, which I know we can, I will be making a full spreadsheet on this deck. Every single combo you need to know, and through pretty much every single hand trap you can imagine. Anyways, combo number 1, what can you do when all you've got is Opening of the Spirit Gates, which is now a 3 and any discard. So activate and then search your deck for the Dark Backing Beast, normal summon that, and you can actually search for cards now. You can search for the Chaos Summoning Beast, and then extra normal summon for that, and then link off into Moon of the Closed Sky, and then Requiem, and then special summon the Engraver from the deck. You don't have to play Lacrima. I think it's just another normal summon. I don't really want to bother playing more. I guess normal summon's not really a brick, but at one point you have way too many normal summons, so I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, equip back the Requiem, and then make the Necroquip Princess, and then summon back the Engraver. If you have an Engraver in your hand here, you can also discard the Engraver, and then search the tract, and then trigger the Necroquip to draw 1 card. Anyways, link off into the sequence, and then fuse into the Aerial Eater by using the Dark Beckoning Beast and the Chaos Summoning Beast. Send the the Samsara Lotus with the Aerial Eater, and then opening discard 1 card, revive back the Samsara, and then tribute summon the Spirit of YUBEL. Effect in order to search or set your Nightmare Pain, and then flip that, and then activate to destroy the Spirit of YUBEL. Search the Gravesome Squirm or something. Gruesome Grave Squirmer. I don't even know the full name, but it doesn't really matter too much. Who cares? Still the best deck. Destroy the YUBEL, summon the Terra Incarnate, and then link off into the Yama using the sequence. Search your deck for the Sharvara, and then fuse into Phantom of YUBEL. So obviously this is a 1-card combo. It doesn't beat Nibiru, but the Samsara combo does beat Nibiru. You make a Phantom YUBEL very early. And it also beats Droll and Logbird, which is really nice. Opening of the Spirit Gates, by the way, is much better into Droll than Dark Backing Beast is, so keep that in mind. But yeah, the Gravesome Squirmer, whatever, is going to be reviving back the Spirit of YUBEL. And then Sharvara Destroy. You do have 2 Yamas in the graveyard, I believe. No, you only have 1. So you're not going to be doing everything that you usually do when you've got Escape, because usually that would mean that you have an extra Yama and you can set the trap card. But in this situation, we're gonna pretend like you don't play any of the trap cards if you want to play no brick. So you can make a Caesar, and then you can make a Varudras. So the pros of this is that you don't play the trap card, so that's 1 less bad card in your deck. But the disadvantage is that Dark Ruler kills you. Now, on the bright side, Dark Ruler is not a card that anybody is playing right now, but Forbidden Droplet might see play. So this end board is very dangerous to make, but again, if you don't feel like anybody's playing board breakers, or if you got a hand trapped and you can still make all of this, it's still worth doing. And against Raziel and against Malice, they don't play board breakers in game 1 anyways. So you are usually, free to make all of this. But yeah, not too bad off of a 1-card combo. Let's get into combo number 2. Okay, so what happens if you have, let's say, Fabled Luri and Engraver? Because depending on how your opponent ashes you here, you can actually play through the ash completely. So you're gonna go Engraver after getting ashed on your Requiem, and then revive back the Engraver before you use the track, because obviously you're gonna be searching and discarding the Luri that you just shuffled back into the deck with the Engraver. So it's really back to square 1, and then you can summon that Necroclip just to get a dark monster in the graveyard for Aerial Eater later on, if it matters. Otherwise, it's not super important. And then, yeah, Aerial Eater, send the Samsara. You have to go Muckraker here, because there is no other way to revive back that Samsara. So, unfortunately, this does mean that you can't make Varudras, because you're locked under Fiend monsters only as soon as you use the Muckraker effect. But it's fine, we can still make a gigantic board here. So again, tribute, and then summon your Spirit of YUBEL, set your Nightmare Pain, and then flip that, destroy the Spirit of YUBEL. We can even fast forward here, because the rest of the combo should be relatively simple. But yeah, destroy the YUBEL with the Squirmer, and then summon the Terra Incarnate, link off into Yama, search the Sharvara, and then banish the Necroclip as well as the YUBEL for Aerial Eater, link off into Unseen Soul of Rage, revive back Spirit of YUBEL with the Squirmer, destroy it, and then summon the Sharvara, chainlink 1 Yama, chainlink 2 Spirit of YUBEL, or the other way around, revive back the YUBEL, and then also revive back the Aerial Eater with the Yama. And then we've got 2 level 6 monsters, so yet again, we can make the Caesar. And then summon Phantom YUBEL, and phase get back the Samsara Lotus, because we control the original YUBEL. And then YUBEL's maintenance cost is gonna have to activate here. So either you destroy yourself, which is fine, because we have Phantom YUBEL anyways, or we destroy, or rather tribute, the Muckraker. And this is a massive board, which, yet again, it does lose to Dark Ruler, it does lose to a bunch of things, and it even loses to, like, Book of Eclipse and stuff like that, because we have no Omni Negates. But then again, if people are playing hand shops, you don't really have to care too much, because honestly, board breakers, you're not going to be seeing too many of them this format. Or if you do, it's going to be things like Metal Tronius and Ultimate Slayer, but you're not going to be seeing too many Regekis either. Okay, so this is not really a combo, but rather a cute interaction that you should be aware of. So let's just say you have Nightmare Throne with Terraforming, Fiendsmith Engraver, and you're trying to respect Droll and Logbird as much as possible, but you're not trying to commit into a worse play. How should you play it out? Because I keep asking people this every single time, and they always give me the incorrect answer, regardless. Like, everyone keeps saying the same thing. They keep saying, oh, maybe you go Nightmare Throne, Surge the Samsara, and then you get Drolled, it's not too bad. You go normal summon Samsara, effects, summon Spirit of YUBEL. No, you don't do any of that. As a matter of fact, there's an infinitely better play, and the correct answer is you go Terraforming to Surge the field spell, and then you get Drolled here, yes, out of everything, just because you'd rather get Drolled before you even search with the Nightmare Throne than after, because now that you know for a fact that your opponent used the Droll on you, you don't have to be afraid of getting Drolled after searching the Samsara, because then you already committed to searching instead of destroying. But now it's fine, because we can just destroy the Spirit of YUBEL, and then special summon that YUBEL, and here, the correct play is also very interesting. A lot of people don't see it, but obviously you watching the video, your eyesight should be very, like, focused on the one play that you can do, and it's tribute summoning the Engraver, and then make the Phantom YUBEL, and from here on out, there is nothing to be afraid of anymore. You just Fiendsmith combo. You can either make, like, a sequence into Aerial Eater to send the Sharvara, and then make Yama recycle back, and then destroy something, and then make the Unchained Soul of Rage, and then you also got the escape with the Yama in the graveyard. So that's, like, 4 interruptions plus the Phantom YUBEL. Or you can just simplify everything, just make a Caesar pass, but that does lose very hard to, like, Ultimate Slayer and stuff like that, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is very nice through Droll and Logbird, and again, you're not committing to a worse play, so if your opponent didn't have the Droll, then you can just go, okay, well, now I'm just gonna use the Nightmare Throne into Samsara. Nobody's ever gonna be Drolling after you search, like, after you get 2 searches. It makes no sense. Alright, last but absolutely not least, this is the God board that you can do when you're playing the Escape build. So not the Chamber, because Chamber, it's a little easier to do. Obviously, just a 2-card combo, if I recall correctly. But then you're... I don't know, I just don't like the card. I think Escape is kind of nice. It's just overall really good into hand shops too. But yeah, normal summon the Dark Backing Beast, search your deck for opening, and then search the Chaos Summoning Beast, activate the field spell, search the Samsara. So even if you get Impermed here, it's fine, because you can just make an El Mirage, and then go opening, discard, revive back the Samsara, and you just play from there. But whatever, this combo can play through like 2 hand shops anyways. It's just that it depends on where the opponent uses them, but... there's like almost no choke point for your opponent. Even if your opponent held the Ogre for the Nightmare Pain, you can just summon like a level 10 later on, or you already have one on the field, you can go opening, recycle back, and then you still have Nightmare Pain that can be an inconvenience on the opponent's turn. And there is literally just nothing to really hand shop. If your opponent hand shops the Requiem, then you still have the Engraver to keep playing, so it really just does not beat you. When you go open up a lot of different engine cards, and we're even drawing a card here because, as I've mentioned in combo number 1, when you got Necroclip and Engraver, you can discard the Engraver, Surge the Tract, and then also draw a card in the process, which isn't relevant in this combo because the only discard that we need is the Chaos Summoning Beast that we searched with the Dark Beckoning Beast. So we are completely fine here. And then we're also making a Caesar here. Summon the Squirmer, link off into Yama, and then search for the Sharvara. And then equip back the sequence to the DS Array, of course, revive back the Spirit of YUBEL. And then you're going to be linking off into another Yama, which does matter because we need 2 Yamas in order for this to work since we play the Escape and not the Chamber build. And then, yeah, revive back the YUBEL and the Spirit of YUBEL. The Spirit of YUBEL was from the Yama, and the YUBEL was off of the Spirit of YUBEL. And then link off the Sharvara and the Yama for Unchained Soul of Rage, set to the Escape, and then overlay for Verudras, and then contact Fuse for Phantom YUBEL using the Terra Incarnate and the Chaos Summoning Beast. And that is the biggest end board that you can pull off in the YUBEL deck. Alrighty, for the deck profile, I'm playing 50 cards in my deck. I actually did the maths, and this was the best way to not only max out on non-engine cards and also on starters, but also minimize the likelihood of drawing the bricks. So we're playing 21 non-engine cards, so I think that translates to like a a 95% chance or something of drawing one of them. It's really high, or 94 something percent. Whatever, you're always drawing one of these cards every single time, which means that, you know, Raziel should not be a terrible matchup every single time. You still have a chance to win going second. But yeah, 21 is a lot, right? It's Furos, Valor, Imperm, Nibiru, Ogre, Ash, and Droplet. And these cards are also just generically good against a bunch of decks. Even against Malice, they're still kind of solid. Droplet being the worst, but it's still fine. And then for the starters, we are playing 20 starters. So everything that you see here, except for Chaos Summoning Beast, is a one-card starter. So Dark Becking Beast starter, Opening, and then obviously Samsara, the field spells, the 3 Engraver, the 2 Tract, and the Luri. And then the 1-for-1, obviously. All of these cards, they do the exact same. And then 1-for-1 leads to Samsara. Samsara can also beat Droll and Logbird. It does the exact same end board under Droll. The only difference is that you don't end on the Engraver in the graveyard for follow-up for next turn. But I really couldn't care less. And then all the bricks are here. So 2 Spirits, the YUBEL, the Terra Incarnate, the Sharvara, the Chap, the Nightmare Pain, and the Squirmer. You can argue that these 2 cards are not necessarily bad, and sometimes you also draw Sharvara with a really awkward hand and you still manage to make it work. So yeah, like I said, 50 cards in YUBEL. This is arguably like the best way to play the deck, just so that you don't see the bad cards, and you still see your good cards very often, and you still see your hand traps. So this is the best way to just mix in you know, as many good cards as possible into your deck, and, you know, just maximize the, you know, the good hands. But yeah, for the extra deck, the S-Ray, the Aerial Eater, the Necro Clip, as well as the Fiend's package, so Requiem, Sequence, Moon of the Cool Sky, Varudras, Caesar, Varudras, the one of Phantom YUBEL, there you go, double Yama, as well as the Unsheathed Soul of Rage, SP, Muckraker, and El Mirage. El Mirage is there when you got Opening of the Spirit Gates, and then your Dark Becking Beast gets impermed. You can still play the game completely well, and it might come up for other situations where your hand is just a little awkward. Even when, like, Opening was at 1, there were some situations where I really wished that I played El Mirage, but it doesn't really come up that often. But now it's really fortunate that you have the extra deck space to accommodate it, because, you know, when Phantom YUBEL was a 3 of, then it was literally impossible to play this card. For the side deck, we play 3 Xyz on core so that we don't lose to Abyss Dweller and other things like that, because that could be an issue for us. 3 Artifact Lancia for Malice and for the Shifter decks, and a lot of going first cards. So Call by the Grave Talent, Cross Out, and then Chaos Hunter and Mannequin Cat. So this is the combo against Shifter. So when you're under Shifter, you just go normal summon Dark Becking Beast, search the Opening, and then search another Dark Becking Beast, normal summon that, and then you got 2 level 2 monsters on the field. You can make Mannequin Cat revive back the Shifter, and then target the Shifter, summon Chaos Hunter, and then with any other extender like Field Spell, 1-for-1, Tract, Engraver, whatever, you basically just get the full combo from there, because you are no longer under Shifter, since this card prevents cards from being banished, and again, cards that prevent things from being, you know, banished always is stronger than cards that say, oh, cards would have to go to the banished instead of going to the graveyard. So yeah, you can out a Shifter by summoning Chaos Hunter at really just any moment. But yeah, that's it for this quick little YUBEL combo video and deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.